Hi guys, Scotty here with another DBZ Dokkan battle video for you. In this video we're going to be looking at how you can clear the Storied Figures ESBR that recently dropped. So I'm going to have the team and a little bit of tips up on the left there, and we're going to jump right into it right now. So basically, to make this team work, well, not to just make this team work, he's not the only unit you need, but who's going to help out hugely in this fight is going to be the recently dropped AGL Boo from the manga units, that banner that dropped there. It's really cheap to summon on. There's 30 stones and you're guaranteed featured units, so they're quite easy to get the whole set. I think I put down like 150 stones or 100 stones or something like that. 90 stones, 120 stones, something. And I was able to get all of them. But lucky, hopefully you've got this Boo, because this AGL Boo is crazy. He has an AoE super attack with a high chance to stun enemy units, so he's pretty much going to make these ESBR, the whole ESBR is going to be trivialized by his ability to stun. Now, try put him, you don't really want to slot one him, you can if you're really in a pinch. He has a high chance of dodging, so that is a 50% chance. So it's a 50-50 whether he dodges, and we don't have a Goku on this team, and I don't think there are any Goku enemy units though, so if he gets hit, he will probably instantly die. So try and run other units as your slot ones. I had a really bad opening rotation here, so I didn't want to use an item right off the bat, so we just put in Boo, and he was okay. We took a big amount of damage, but you can see that we go on to the second unit here. We go into AGL Boo, and he then just cleans up. We stun the entire team, get stunned because there's no resistance to stun on any of these fights. There's no mechanics, it's just defeating the units. So you can stun all of them, and they will be stunned for 2 turns. So if you're looking right here, this is it: stun, stun, stun again, and he will super 2 to 3 times, honestly. So it didn't get it here because he had no links active or anything like that, but I've seen him 2 or 3 times super, and then you're pretty much just all the units are guaranteed to be stunned at that point. Okay, well, not guaranteed, but it's a very high chance. If you're doing 50%, it's a high chance that you're going to stun nearly everyone. And if not, you can then, you've got units on the team that are going to be good at mopping up and doing a bit of damage and slot oneing just fine. So let's jump into those as well. Now hopefully you get some better opening rotations than I did. You ideally want Tech Boo and Good Boo and Bad Boo, that's change card there, that Awakening card. You want him to be your one slot one because he's going to have a high amount of damage reduction. And then STR Kid Boo, you want him to be your other slot one because he's also got a very high amount of damage reduction. STR Kid Boo will probably be doing most of your damage alongside the AoE units, AGL Boo. Physical, super easy A, Kid Boo is alright, he just needs a lot of orbs, so when you do want to use him, give him a lot of orbs. Try get your slot ones into slot one like they should be, and then hopefully the stuns will just take over. STR Kid Boo also has a chance to stun on a super, so try direct him at maybe a unit that you weren't able to stun. So point him, target down that unit. If you stunned like 3 units and there's a single unit left that's not stunned, target them with STR Kid Boo. There is a good chance he'll stun. You see he gets a stun there. So it's very useful to have him on the other rotation alongside AGL Boo so that you can pretty much be stunning everyone. And then when you have Int Boo as well, you've got an active that's a Ghost Usher, as well as you've got revives on 2 Int Boosts. So it's crazy the amount of utility this team has, and yeah, with an item here or there, you won't take any damage. Moving on to the second fight here, you're going to be fighting 5 enemies, so this is going to be real fun to stun. Now, don't be shy to use a Ghost Usher. I used a Ghost Usher here because I was pretty sure, I wasn't thinking that 70% damage reduction and a little bit of defense was going to do the job. There's no guard on this unit, so that was worrying me just a little. So try not to use any Ghost Ushers or anything on your first set of fights, but your next 2, you can use a Ghost Usher. Hopefully AGL Boo is on rotation for your first rotation. That's going to give you the ability to Ghost Usher. You'll move everyone, you'll cancel all attacks for that turn, and then you'll let AGL Boo mop up and pretty much hopefully stun all the bosses, because I mean that is 5. Like stun, no stun, stun, no stun, stun, but then the additionals start to kick in. And it's nothing, look at in ESBR, 15 million damage from a unit 3 times is big. And the main thing we're looking for is hopefully getting those stuns. So you need to then just see how you do RNG wise. Luckily we get the 3rd super here as well. We are linked up a lot better on this rotation than on those first fights. So we are getting more damage and we are getting our additionals as well. But yeah, that is going to be pretty much how you're going to reliably beat these fights. There's STR Majin Buu good as well. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but he is an AoE unit, so that's nice. When you got 5 air bosses you're fighting against, you want to put him sort of as a float most of the time. So you don't want him to be front tanking anything. A couple of these units are old enough that if they don't have any help, they are going to get eviscerated by this event. So you kind of are relying on the ability to stun, the revives from the int boos, the active if you go long enough that you can then use ghost ushers with the int boo active, all that sort of thing. So yeah, this STR Buddha, he is quite tanky. He can get up, look, we got almost a million defense there, and he's got like, I think 80% damage reduction or something. So he can be quite tanky, and that ability to stun is very, very useful as well. But just really, this was quite a funny little fight with the 1 or 2 items here or there. See, we do take a bit of damage, so that was one unit we hadn't stunned. But with 1 or 2 smart usage of items here or there, you can very easily get it done with this team, and then you just stun everyone. See, I made a bit of a mistake here. I shouldn't have targeted this guy. He was already stunned. Should have targeted someone who wasn't stunned, so that we could stun them for the next turn. I feel like I'm saying stun a lot. Alright, so let's move on to the final fight against a single enemy. Okay, fighting Horidragon, however the hell you say that. You're going to now, the only difference is you're going to be fighting a single unit, but it doesn't matter. We're going to skip this turn here as well. We're not going to be relying on dodge. We're going to use a ghost usher, and then that is going to let Boo go ahead and do his area attack and stun him, and then we should be good. I think one thing I do want to say though is in this fight he can hit very hard, so just be careful if you don't get the follow-up stun on the next rotation. You come back around and he has a lot of slot 1 attacks. You may just want to pop a Wheeze or an Icarus or something, just to give like Tech Boo that extra 40% damage reduction. He'll have over 100% damage reduction, he'll be immune then, and yeah, if you want to know item run this absolutely do it. That's not what this video is about. I don't really usually do no item runs, but I did try to keep it to a minimum here. But with the units we're working with in Storied Figures on this Boo team, yeah, they're going to get destroyed if we're not smart and maybe use a couple of items here or there. Although I'm sure with a bit of luck you could definitely do this with this team, no item as well. But yeah, not too much else to say about this. There is going to be just you needing to get the right units. You should have all your rotations pretty much sorted by this point in the fights. We'll do some big Dokkan mode damage here, and then we'll be stunning him as much as possible, hopefully getting a stun off of the STR Kid Buu right now, and that should be finishing out the fight for us. So yeah, that is pretty much it. This one was a lot of fun. It was pretty much a lol, just seeing the amount of stuns we got, and it really made me appreciate the manga Buu, AGL Buu. It was a lot of fun to see him go off like that. So yeah, lots of uses for this mega units. I'm sure there's going to be other content that the other units excel in as well. But thank you so much for watching. Check you guys in the next one. Have a good one.